What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian, the D.A. Albreton, James, the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another Thursday night for the Sports Chasers Podcast. Bring you greetings today, man. Thanks for everybody that's watching. It's another Thursday night. We got a lot to get into tonight, man. We're going to talk some soccer. We're going to talk some NBA, wrap up the NBA Finals, the NHL Stanley Cup. We're going to do all of that. Hey, but I'm Kevin O'Warren, your host and moderator, man. Hey, just before we start, make sure y'all like, click, and subscribe to the channel. You like what's going on with the Sports Chasers. Make sure you support us. Hey, up there in that left-hand corner, I think it's in your left-hand corner, also your screen. You want us to support us? Support us, excuse me. Hey, click that QR code up there and whatever, lead on your heart to donate to us so we can make this a better show than what it is and keep rising to the top. Please do so. We appreciate those that watching and listen to us also on the podcast. So with that said, I got all the little commercial things out the way. Let's meet the crew going from top to bottom on my screen. DA, what's up, DA? What's going on tonight?
Hey, what's going on? I'm glad to be here. I'm ready to get it in, man. We got a guest, and I got to hear what he has to say because this is big to me. This is real big to me right here.
Yes, thank you, DA. D-Dub, what's up, brother? How are you, man?
Good. Welcome. Thursday night, get it in. Sports Chasers Podcast. Good to see Jay. I think I missed him the first time around that he was on. So I'm glad to see him and hear what he got to say about my man.
Gotcha. Ryan will be in and out. But as Daryl and the DA, D-Dub and the DA alluded to, hey, we got our special guest tonight, my main man, Jay Kington from Enter Miami Podcast, man. I should have had some applause, but I'll have them, Jay, before you get on out of here, man. But me and Jay came onto the show before. We talked some soccer. We talked some Inter Miami football. We also talked some MLS and worldwide soccer. Me and Jay actually hung out at the Inter Miami versus Dallas about a month and a half ago, man. We had fun. Still rocking the gear. They didn't win that night, but hey, the Sports Chasers welcome Jay again. Jay, what's up, brother? What's going on, man? How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Good to be back, man. I'm just, I'm excited that you guys allow me to come back again. I wasn't sure if, you're going to cut me off after that first one.
Nah, man. We had such a good time with you, bro. We appreciate you, man. Come and bring in the knowledge and all the stuff for soccer, man. But the big elephant in the room, and I'm going to set it up for you, man. Lionel Messi. Yes, yep. The famous, the infamous, I'm not the soccer aficionado, but I'm gonna let you take over. Inter Miami now has his rights. Go ahead and take it away. What's going on with that?
Yeah. So I don't even know where to start. We have, this has been a long saga. I think these rumors first came out a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it's like every few months they come back. Probably like the fifth or the sixth iteration. I was just talking to my co-host. I was like, damn, man, I cannot wait for this to be over. Like, good, bad, or indifferent. Just get this done with, move on with our lives, because anytime some news breaks out, we're getting hit up for all types of questions. So it's been a very long saga. News really started to heat up a couple weeks ago, especially a week ago, and a lot of rumors started to get associated with it. We do have some team sources involved in the club, in the front office and everything. And, we have added on quite a few members to the podcast in different areas. There's about 12 of us in total in different areas between hosts. We've got co-hosts and hosts that are hosting other shows. We've got a whole tech team. Anyway, we've got some connections. It was released to us that the deal was all but done, that basically Messi had agreed that he wanted to come to Miami to spend, about 2.5 years, what it was reported. Now, I just want to clarify this off the top, is this deal is not done yet. It still is being worked out, but I'd be very shocked if anything fell through. This seems about as certain as it comes. We got this news. The whole world set on fire. If I'm not mistaken, that was last Wednesday. It's been an absolute whirlwind since then. Maybe it was last Tuesday. It's been crazy. This is we're still waiting on the confirmed details of the whole structure of the deal. It's expected to be anywhere from 25 to 50 million a year, right around there. But what's most important about this is, how did we compete with the Saudi League offering 750 million? Well, this is a win-win-win-win situation. Everybody is involved. Everybody is winning. The MLS is a single entity organization. And what that means is essentially every team is contributing to Messi's salary at some level. Outside of Inter Miami getting the best of all time, right? I mean, I kind of grew up my life more of a Cristiano Ronaldo kind of in his camp in terms of who's the GOAT. But I'll tell you what, after this last week, I've conformed. I'm a Messi's the GOAT guy now. But outside of something that's going to completely revolutionize his team, there's multiple players in this. I mean, the MLS is going to be able to push their image to new levels. It's going to be able to attract more talent. I'm sure everyone's probably heard the rumors about ticket pricing and everything like that. So every single club who had to contribute money to this will be recouping quite a bit of money, because some of those tickets that were $30 are now $400, and everyone's going to sell out to come see Messi. So all the clubs are going to win. Apple TV Plus is going to win. Messi is getting a cut of the profits of any new subscribers who are coming on board. All right. Apple's winning. Apple's trying to boost their platform into something that offers more sports. Adidas has exclusive rights to the entire league for all jerseys, apparel, gear, everything basically. They have frozen the ability to customize a jersey with the name Messi on it. I'm sure they're probably ramping up productions, but you're about to see what will easily be the most selling jersey in the league, what I suspect to be the most selling jersey in the entire nation across any sports. Every major player involved in this league is winning. Every single fan is winning, even if they're bitter that Messi didn't sign for their team. The benefits are going to be there. More players will come. Hopefully, we're going to get some changes to the salary cap structure, new CBA, something more beneficial to the league. It is the only thing you can compare it to is when Pele came over to New York, which was, way in the day, 70s, right? This is without a doubt the biggest single event to ever happen in American sports. I mean, Messi has 470 million followers on social media. That essentially means one of every 12 people in the world follow this man. He has more followers than every NFL team and NBA team combined. He has more followers than every single major athlete that is in this country combined. This man is not an athlete. He is not immortal. He is a god that walks among men. And he's here. He's here for the whole world to see. It's going to be truly spectacular 2.5 years. And I think I forgot to mention he's also getting some ownership stake in the club. So he'll be around a bit longer to, bring other players in. Him and Beckham will team up to go travel the world and lure other talent to the team. So a lot of stuff.
I think that's probably the biggest thing to me, is that with him sticking around as an owner, I think that, he'll probably change the way football in this country is approached, because he's an academy kid, and he'll probably start to say, look, we have to look at the youngsters. And, we don't really – we do, but we really don't look at 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds as pros, whereas across the pond, they do. So they'll see a 14-year-old, and they're like, yeah, that kid. He's 14. Yeah, that kid. That kid in 3 years is going to be special with a little bit of coaching. And I think Lionel will be able to look and see these kids and bring them in to an academy and teach them. And, next thing you know, you guys will be the Patriots. You'll just win every football game. We'll all hate you. Hate.
Yeah.
Capital H you in about 3-4 years.
I already feel like we're the bad guys now.
Yeah, you are. Don't worry about that.
A lot of hate. I've gotten some voice messages from some individuals who I assume are speaking Arabic. I don't know what they're saying. They sound a little angry.
Do not like.
Yeah, but that's for me, and I didn't really touch on that. I was talking about the league, the entity, the teams, right? And of course, corporations involved. For me, this is massive because one of the reasons that we started this podcast was just to try and inspire the youth, because obviously soccer has been lagging behind, the big three sports in America. Messi being here is going to inspire so many of these young boys and girls to try out the sport, to fall in love with it. If anyone's watched Messi play, he doesn't have to score to just completely wow you. It is some of the most beautiful football, soccer you'll ever see. And I think there will be a direct effect. Now, how do we measure this? It will be very difficult, but I think there will be a direct effect between young kids seeing Messi play, being here in the league, going to watch him play with dad or mom, and then them chasing that dream and becoming a pro soccer player. It's a different sport, man. We discussed this last time, but in Europe, even, Africa, Asia, really all over the world outside of the United States, soccer is the biggest sport. And these kids are playing from a very young age. They're in academies. If you're really good, you're not going to college, right? You're signing to a team when you're 14, 15, 16. It's different here, but I think we're going to see more of that culture shift once he's here. So that's something that's very, very important to me.
And, it's funny you said that. And Jay, he'll be like a bigger Steph Curry because Lionel's not a big guy, right? So when you look at it, you say, oh, man, he's a little guy. He's not a big guy. And he dominates games.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that help, with kids because you want to see something that looks like you. It's like, 5 foot something. He's not, he's not a 6 foot guy, 6'4" guy that plays in the Bundesliga. He's a smaller guy, but he always finds some space, and he always gets a shot. So, and he moves. He's going to continue to move around the whole, pitch the entire time. So
he put on a show last night. I mean, his agility. He's 35. He's about to turn 36. He'll probably be 36 before he ever plays his first game with Inter Miami. His ability is still there. I mean, he can turn, cut on a dime. Soccer is one of those sports where the shorter people, I would kind of argue, have an advantage. There are some studies around smaller feet shaping, or I guess pairing with the curvature of a ball more for a more pure hit. So he is very small, right? He's not going to be the guy who's going up there and dunking in headers or anything like that. But what he can bring to a team outside of his scoring ability, because his stats are ridiculous. He's won every trophy. He's won, the Golden Boot more times than anyone can count. I think it's up to 7. But the creativity he can offer, the vision he can offer a team, I think is bar none. Inter Miami has been struggling very much this season. We've lost 3 players right now, knocked out essentially for the whole season of 3 starters. So right now we're playing a bunch of academy guys. We have 4 that started last game, and the combined age was literally like 78 or 79 between four kids. So I think there's going to be a massive impact as well, because while the results for Inter Miami, the first team have not been good, the academy has been thriving, absolutely thriving. They're easily a top 5 academy in the league. They are winning games left and right. We're talking about kids that are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And we're starting to see that bleed in and trickle in to the first team. But for these young guys, and one specifically comes to mind, is an attacking midfielder named Benjamin Kramashi. He is kind of a split citizen, U.S. and Argentinian. Both federations are very interested in having him represent their country. But, he gets to play with an idol. You got people, it doesn't matter if you're a young kid on that team and you get to train with Messi, who's teaching you, maybe some stuff that you weren't aware of or how to improve your game or some extra skill moves. You got people that are, grown men, 34 plus years old who are acting like little children because they're going to have the opportunity to play with Messi and run around with Messi and share a pitch.
They playing with God, Jay. They playing with God. Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it. It's hard. I mean, if you don't follow the sport, you understand Tom Brady is a superstar in America, probably well known outside of the country.
That's right.
But Messi, Ronaldo,
between those two, right?
Like Messi was down here a year and a half ago, and he was just trying to get some dinner, man. And that's what I think is going to be tough, right? Because he was swarmed. I mean, absolutely swarmed. He was in Miami. Everyone knows who Messi is, right? A lot of these older European stars come over to the MLS at the end of their career, and they actually really enjoy living in America. Like we had Gonzalo Higuain last year. Not many people know who he is, where if he was in Europe, he's going to get hounded. But he can go out with his family, enjoy a nice dinner, not get bothered. There might be someone out there, points a finger, tries to give him a little bump when he walks by, or maybe ask for a photo, but not like that. The thing that's going to go crazy in the United States is when Messi's here, almost everybody knows who Messi is.
Yep.
It'll be very difficult. The team is going to have to figure out what they're doing with their security. I expect a complete overhaul, probably almost doubling an amount of personnel, if not more. I'm not sure how they're going to work this out between Messi walking from the training center to the pitch. Kevin, when you were there, players walk out.
Right.
Nobody really bothers them.
Nobody was there.
Messi. Even in last night's game against Australia, people were rushing the field trying to run and give Messi a hug. So they're going to have to figure that out.
Well, Jay, he can holler at us. Me and Kev, we can figure it out for him. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's on another side, Jay.
That whole dinner thing. Listen, I'll take care of the dinner. It's going to cost, but I'll take care of it.
Yeah, we can figure that out for him.
Yeah. Indubitably, like right away.
I'll see if I can put a word in.
I appreciate it, man. Whatever.
Jay, we'll talk to you off the air, man, about that. Jay, let me talk about another logistics. Dry Pink Stadium, right? It holds how many?
18,000. 18,000.
Is there talk of changing venue when he comes? What's up with that? Of going probably to Rock Stadium?
There were some rumors about that. The MLS or specifically Inter Miami, we just lost a player to turf. We want to stay away from turf as much as humanly possible. I think Miami's on like a synthetic kind of hybrid. But they were discussing moving some games to Hard Rock. His first game is coincidentally the same weekend as Rolling Loud. So, while we're trying to pop pink smoke, Rolling Loud's popping another smoke.
Yeah.
They popping away. All right.
Popping another smoke.
Yeah. But they might move some games. Honestly, it sounds like they're swaying back the other way. So, like Kevin, as you know, anyone that's been to the stadium, it's not bowled out, right? It's 4 stands. It's east-west, grand, like large stands, north-south stands. North stands are where the supporters sit. They're going to be working. I was wondering why they honestly didn't do this during the COVID delay, right? Off for like 5 months or whatever. Why they didn't do it then, but they are talking about bowling out the stadium now. So filling those corner sections in to increase seating capacity by like 3,000 to 4,000, somewhere around there. They will be housing more, but still, I mean, you talk about 21, 22. I think that's larger than the Heat and Panthers arenas, but that's not enough for Messi.
That's not enough, man.
No.
Only you.
It is intimate, right? It is small. It's intimate. You're up close. The problem is, though, is like tickets are going to be astronomically high.
$7,000 a seat.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Do you go to, I don't know what the capacity at Hard Rock is, but I'm sure it's probably around,
I think it's around
60,000.
It's around 65,000 the Hard Rock. Correct.
Okay, so 65,000. So you can allow more fans. Probably drop that ticket price a little bit, right? But that's the logistics they're going to have to figure out, because this is
can't
going
play football on
to
turf, man.
Yeah, no, it's in. We were just talking about this on our last podcast, because it's weird, because I grew up my whole life playing American football on turf. College is on turf, pros is on turf, and they're fine. You see injuries. You'll see an occasional non-contact injury, but for the amount of time they play and practice on a turf, American footballers are fine. I feel like it's something going from, I think there's 4 teams, maybe 3 or 4 teams that use turf in the MLS. I just think there's something going from full grass to turf.
New England and Atlanta is one of them, right? 2 of them, right?
Yeah, New England, Atlanta. I want to say Charlotte as well. And
Charlotte, because they just installed their synthetic turf last year because Temple want to get the money.
The game itself it's a lot of shifting back and forth, left foot to right foot, and that is where folks ACLs get popped, and these things happen if the turf grabs. That's why you don't play soccer. That's why overseas they don't do it. And they could. They don't do it though, because it's that back and forth. You're back and forth for 90 freaking minutes. You think you're on the attack, and then you're not. You got to stop. You got to go. Right. Yeah. So it's hard, and you don't want Messi to come here and get injured. Remember,
the fans that bought those, the fans that bought those tickets 6-8 months in advance and paid $500 a pop don't want Messi getting injured the week before he comes to their town.
He's 35. We want to stay on grass, and so I guess you probably would do better by bowling out the stadium for now, until you can get another solution somewhere else.
2026 is when Miami Freedom Park should be completed.
I was about to ask you that, Jay. Yes.
It's going to be the end of it anyway. So, Inter Miami's got the hybrid turf, right? In my opinion, it's a pretty nice turf compared to some of the others in the league. But what I think Messi has the ability to do in this league is make some significant changes. I think, number one, which is important to a lot of people, maybe not so much the teams that play in these turf fields, but a lot of people want to see turf fields removed completely. Some of these teams are sharing stadiums with football teams. American football teams, rather. I always have to designate that. But, the MLS is trying to have everyone play in a soccer-specific stadium, right? And either hybrid or full grass. Now, it takes, obviously, you got to put more money into it. You got to have a groundskeeper that's basically the most anal person you ever meet in your life. Don't step on my, my pitch and stuff like that. But I'm hoping, I know a lot of people are hoping that change can be made. The other big one is going to be to the salary cap, right? That's really what's been prohibiting this league from trying to crack in and potentially be a top 5 soccer league in the world, is the salary cap. So I think once he gets in there, hopefully the team is making some adjustments, increasing maybe the amount of designated players you have or the overall salary cap for the team. Those are the 2 immediate ones, but I just the impact is going to be, it's incredibly hard to put into words. We're only going to know it when it's here, when it's happening, the magnitude of it. But I just don't see how anyone could be upset outside of the fact that he's not coming to play for their team. It's good for the league, selling out. There's already Atlanta, Charlotte have already confirmed that they're going to open the upper bowls in the Mercedes-Benz and Bank of America field, right?
Right.
Because usually they keep those closed off. It's just that lower bowl. They're already going to open that up for more fans. How is that bad? Bruce Arena was getting pressed Miami's under these sanctions. Why do you think why is it okay that the league helps them out and gets Messi? And it's not like the league's helping us to get Messi. Messi already has property and business interests in Miami. He wants to live in Miami. He doesn't want to go to Columbus. Okay. No shade to the crew or anything like that. But you can't lose when the league is growing that much, when more eyes are coming into the league, when more eyes are going to be watching this sport, and you're going to start to see it, the views tick up and tick up and tick up, and maybe one day overtake I think we're already probably neck and neck with MLB, but there's a legit shot. I don't know if it'll overtake NFL or NBA, but it can be a serious competitor. And with that many fans going to the games, those teams are making more money. More fans are getting that experience. I mean, it's gonna be a whirlwind, man. Everyone gets to see them. More so if you're on the East Coast, right? Because we're in the Eastern Conference, but there's always some of that inter-conference play going on. But you got 2.5 years. Make a trip. Come see them. I highly recommend you get to see Messi one time before you die. It's like going to see, I don't know, maybe like Elton John or, Black Sabbath, whatever, on those farewell tours, whatever music you're into, like go see it one time. That way you can say you did it, spend that time with your kids, have that memory forever.
Well, I'm putting my bid in to hang out with you when he comes here the first game, because I ain't going to Rolling Loud. So
yeah, we're a little too old for that, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if my knees can take another music festival at this point.
So, man, before go ahead, DA.
First of all, it's not quantifiable what it's going to mean to this league, right? So exactly. I think it's like a 10-year thing with this one. So where you start to see players, and then it'll be like the U.S. team is better. Things like that you'll start to see incrementally, because you'll have, maybe some of the best athletes in the country actually playing soccer rather than playing basketball or football or track or whatever it is, because of this. Because that's what it is in the rest of the world, right? Is that it's the best athletes in those countries playing the sport. And that's what we need to have here. And I think when you see one of the best athletes in the world playing the sport, now you can see what it looks like, right? So, like, the reason why there are so many guys that try to imitate Michael Jordan was because there was a Michael Jordan to imitate. He was here. You can see him. You can get your eyes on him and figure out this move and do that and do this and do the other thing and try to pick that up. Is really, YouTube is big, for real, but you actually seeing it, your pops taking you to to the pitch to actually watch him play, or your mom or whoever, it's going to change some kid's life. And they're like, oh, shit, this is what it's
change the course. It can literally change the course.
Yeah, this is what a star really looks like. Because, like I said, folks don't understand, if you don't watch football, like globally, that stars here are nowhere near as big as the stars overseas. Like dudes like Drogba, who retired, are still bigger than dudes here. Like that's just facts, And
it's
when
crazy.
they see him, they're gonna see Lionel and be like, "Wow, this is what a star really looks like." Because people watch him and cry. That's
you're exactly right. They will be in tears.
See athletes in America, like you don't see that here. Like you see Cristiano Ronaldo, people will be in the stands crying, watching them. It's like, what the hell did he just do? He only scored a goal from the left wing.
They're demigods. They really are. They're like pharaohs. It's
I think it's going to be non-quantifiable in my.
No, it'll be tough.
And I'm here for it. So.
And
if
I
you
agree.
need dinner and you need my $5 to make the deal happen, I will send the $5 in. Kev, just give him the $5.
That's all we need. That's gonna get it over the top.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But no one wanted to say it out loud, so I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
But I agree, man. You give me LeBron James or Anthony Davis in their prime in net. Ooh, man. I don't know who's able to score on that. Like you get the best athletes out there. CJ2K in his prime. Put him as a forward. Chris Paul, midfielder, pulling the strings. Like there's the possibilities of what it could be, and you just got to convert one little boy or girl at a time. That's all you got to do. Maybe they say, hey, you know what? I saw Messi. I want to play soccer instead of baseball, or I want to play soccer instead of American football, and that's all it takes to change it. It's a butterfly effect. It's a slow process, but this is massive, and not to mention the other players that will be coming into this league, like, Messi went to that league. David Beckham went to that league. David Villa, Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard.
Well, Jay, it's like the Tiger effect too. Tiger was that quintessential that guy that pretty much changed the
was
game.
wondering.
That's what I was thinking about when DA was talking. Because when I was young, my dad took me to the PGA Championship when it came to Louisville, and I remember following Tiger as he's walking, from shot to shot, and like it was like the Red Sea, but collapsing behind, like it was wild, and that all it takes is that one polarizing figure.
I think, man, when you have, and since the internet's big, and my son was in it and all the rest of that, so you'll get your first 4, 5-star athlete that plays a lot of sports. Most good athletes play a lot of sports, and when someone says, "Yo, he could go play football at, Miami, or he could go play baseball at Colorado, got scholarships," but he went into Miami straight out of high school. That's when it's like, oh shit, it's on.
That's when it's real, but
chose. It has to be a choice. And when they choose it, and that athlete is, other athletes in other sports know that dude is nice at the other sport. He actually was the best pitcher in Texas, or he was actually the best this here, but he chose this. Whoa, because that internet, man, I'm telling you, man, that's just the way that thing goes, man. It's like recruit. Everybody went to Louisville when Louisville was winning, right? Same thing here.
It was nice. But that's so these, and I think D, I think you and I discussed this on the last podcast. Actually, is the impact Messi has needs to get the salary cap up, because again, a lot of our top athletes are coming out of not the greatest places in the country to live, and would you rather go get max salary cap, a little over $600,000 for an MLS team, or you can go to the NBA or the NFL and make millions? So that salary cap's got to change, and then that process will really start to roll.
It's going to happen.
Gotcha.
Lord willing.
Gotcha. Jay, before you get out of here, where can your podcast be found, man?
You can find our podcast wherever you find your podcast. We're there. Check us out on Twitter. It's at MIA Podcast, and on Instagram at Miami Podcast. And stay with us. It's going to be a wild, wild ride. Messi effect is real. Team's followers went from like 1 million to like 7 million, probably going to skyrocket beyond that. Our following's been blessed with the Messi effect as well. So we're going to cover all of this. We're going to have some fun with it. We got 2.5 years of just absolute mayhem. And I think everyone down in Miami is just feeling incredibly grateful right now. RIP to the Heat and the Panthers, but things are driving right now down here in South Florida. It's going to be a good few years down here sports-wise all across the board.
No doubt, ladies and gentlemen. He is Jay Kington of the Enter Miami Podcast. There you go. See, I told you I had it.
There it is.
I'm there.
Listen, like I said, he's Jay Kington of the Enter Miami Podcast. Make sure y'all tune into his podcast with his cohorts as they talk Enter Miami MLS soccer. Jay, thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you coming through as always. And like I said, we're gonna have to hang out again, especially when Messi comes through. And
Let me know, man. Anytime.
We'll do that thing, man. Appreciate you, man. He's Jay Kington, everybody. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you, bro.
Enjoy,
be good,
man.
fellas. Have a good night.
Thanks, man. Thank you for coming, bro.
Yeah.
He's Jay Kington, man. We talked a little soccer, man, and hey, that was a great interview, man. He had the insight of what's going on with Lionel Messi and him coming to the Inter Miami MLS soccer club. And hey, that was a good 30 minutes we had with Jay, man. And like I said, on the Sports Chasers, hey, we cover every sport, man, as you can see, man. So let me dive into hockey. I'm your hockey guy tonight. Dan cannot be with us tonight, but I'm your hockey guy. Let's go into hockey real quick. Dan did leave me some notes because that's what Dan does. The Vegas Golden Knights, they were crowned the Stanley Cup champions on Tuesday night. And hey, they won the game 9-3. They absolutely kicked the Panthers' arse, as they say across the pond, and it was no contest after the second period there. And it definitely, hey, shout out to the Golden Knights. They did their thing. Let me read a couple of notes that Dan had for me. Vegas Golden Knights are the 2023 Cup champs. This was their sixth season, and in those 6 seasons, their sixth season they won the Cup. In those 6 seasons, they had made the playoffs 5 out of the 6 years. They lost the 2018 Stanley Cup Finals against the Washington Capitals. Excuse me, they lost in the first round in 2019, lost conference finals 2020 and 2021, missed playoffs in 2022. And now in 2023, they're the Stanley Cup's champs. Not bad as for an expansion team. This is per our hockey dude, Dan. Dan goes on and says, funny part is that the Conn Smythe winner, that's the playoff MVP, for those that don't know, Jonathan Marchessault in the expansion draft from the Panther, he got acquired from the Panthers in the expansion draft, and look what happened. And they got Roddy Smith as a throw-in. Vegas was just, according to Dan, he said Vegas was just too fast. They was too strong in the Panthers, and they held their own for a little bit through the series. He said they basically, Vegas outworked them. Game 4 in Florida was interesting game because Vegas went up 3-0 in the second period when Montour scored, and for Florida to make it 3-1, then late in the third when Barker scored to make it 3-2, Florida pulled the goalie and almost scored the winning goal in seconds. But Hill came up big on the Tkachuk to steal the victory. According to Dan, he said, in all honesty, Vegas had command of the game for most part, but Florida fought back, making a very similar game to where they had tied it late and won in OT as the previous game. Vegas had a huge advantage in block shots. That's huge in hockey. You see a lot of the guys, they'll get down on the ground and give up their body and to block those shots, which are really hard if you ever played hockey. What Dan goes on and says that while on the podcast, someone just died. That was last week. That was the shot. I think Dan and DA was talking about when Tkachuk got killed.
Yeah, he got
So that's what we named the episode. But Tkachuk was asking for it.
Yes, man. Come on. This is what we said that. And I like Maddie. That's my dude, man.
Yeah, I like Maddie too, but he was asking for it.
A lot of shit. He put his glove in your face, but he got wasted. The reality is that the Florida Panthers just got out-toughed. Like, they could not shake this team, period.
Nope.
They tried to hit things that weren't there at times, and then they hit things and got hit back. So the reality is that, they just got out-toughed, and it happens. And maybe they got to make some moves for next season. That's all. I'm not mad.
Nothing about that. Let me go on with Dan's notes. Hold on 1 second here. It's fine back here. I'm sorry about that. Tkachuk went to the locker room for a while, came back, but you could tell that he was hurt, and he absolutely was hurt. There was a couple of Panthers were hurt, but like Dan alluded to, and like we said, and during this part of the season, everybody's hurt. So it is what it is. It turns out that he did. Tkachuk had a broken sternum, I believe, and according to Dan, it says he believed it was from that hit, which was a huge for the game, as Tkachuk did not play because of the injury. Side note, and this is from Dan. Dan says, "Hey, you Florida fans, hey Florida," and he says it in big capital letters. "Hey Florida, I know you haven't been to the finals since 1996, but learn to act as hockey fans." And I quote, he says, "The bullshit of their fans throwing bottles and beers, etc., on the ice is a fucking embarrassing for your team." That is per our hockey dude. And I'm pretty sure if he was on tonight, he would put it in his vernacular, in his words, but that he told me to make sure I read that verbatim. And I did. So be proud of me, Dan. Game 5 was, let's just say it was a beatdown by Vegas. Florida, without Tkachuk, went down 2-0. Hold on a second. I'm sorry about that. Went down 2-0. Went down 2-0 at the first period. It was not looking good for them. Aaron Ekblad scored early in the second with a wrist shot from the point to make it 2-1, and it was looking like we may have a game now. But Vegas blew the roof off the building after they went to score 4 unanswered goals. And in the last 11 minutes of the second period, the dagger being the Amadio goal with 1.2 seconds left in the period, giving Vegas a 6-1 lead. The third Vegas, I scored Florida 3-2. And for a 9-3 win, and clinching the cup. Vegas Marks Stone scored a hat trick in the game with an empty netter late in the third. All things considered, Florida just snuck into playoffs with Pittsburgh's inability to beat two of the worst in the league. Dan is still going to berate that. Florida had a great run throughout the playoffs, being three of the top teams in the East, but couldn't seem to get their game against the top team from the West. Vegas was just too deep of a team. So this is Dan's sign off for hockey. Not like Dan's going anywhere, but Dan says, so hockey is done for the moment until the draft and free agent starts. So it's going to be a summer waiting for October. And then he says, P.S. Mike Mills, my Bucks took 2 or 3 from the Pirates. We haven't gotten to baseball yet, but we'll get to baseball here in a little bit. D-Dub, are you with us, sir? I'm sorry. I know you're having some issues over it. You good?
I don't know. You sound better.
Okay, yes, you sound better, bro. You sound better. Your thoughts on the Stanley Cup? I know you said the same thing about the Heat as you did the Panthers.
Hey, man, it was over, man. It was nice for Florida. Florida was cute. They handled the Eastern Conference. I'll say that. And they got to the West, and the best was out in the West. So, and they got their asses handed to them. So, it was pretty much they stole the game, gentleman sweep.
Yes.
And Las Vegas is they're good, man. It's up and coming. They got the hockey. Again, kudos to hockey for getting an expansion team right in about 6 years? 6 years and
2 years actually. I mean, they was already in playoffs 2 years in.
That's amazing, man, because it doesn't happen. As you look at the Denver Nuggets, 46 years before they won their first, and these guys coming in. I mean, it's pretty awesome with that. The Vegas Knights they're tough, man, tough team, and we'll see. Everybody, it starts all over again, so they'll enjoy it. They'll enjoy their little, the trophy parading around, and like Dan said, free agency and the draft and everything comes around. So, they'll start it all over again. But kudos to shout outs to the Golden Knights. That whole thing is like it's such a production. It's bad. It looks like it's better than LA. What the Kings do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, their intro is dope.
The intro is dope. So, shout outs to Vegas. Vegas. Yeah. And we'll talk about that in baseball, the athletics. The
reverse
crowd. Yeah. That is a mess. That is so crazy. But that's all I got, Kev.
Gotcha. BA, anything else on the
that shit is gonna be the Kraken. Get that crack next year, baby. Oh, yeah, crack in. Not the crack, the Kraken.
Not the crack. Yes, the Kraken. We'll see, man. They had a good year too.
Yeah, they had a good year. Denver outlasted them, but excuse me, Colorado. But no, I'm sorry, they didn't lose. I'll catch them. It wasn't Colorado, but
no.
Y'all know what I meant. I'll grab back to it, man. But yes, I enjoy playoff hockey. It was riveting. It was exciting. I know I read something where they said the Stanley Cup Finals. This was the least watched Stanley Cup Finals. I sent the article to Dan. Dan hasn't gotten back to me yet. But maybe a couple reasons why, whatever. If you're a hockey fan, you're gonna watch hockey. You're gonna watch it, and if you're truly a hockey fan, if you are, you're Johnny come lately or, casual, you're probably not going to check it out because I guess it's not the two sexy teams or whatever because it's Florida and Vegas. But, as we say in the show, if you like your sport, watch your sport and don't give a damn what nobody else says about your sport. That's what we say here at the Sports Chasers, man. So don't let nobody narrate or dictate to you because we ain't going to tell you nothing. You tell yourself what's important when it comes to the world of sports, man. D, I'm sorry, you had something?
No, I just said indeed.
Yep. So let me run down here the the Major League. We're going to go on to Major League Baseball, the power rankings here. Major League. This is according, of course, to CBS Sports. CBS Sports also powers our website. When you click on sportschaserspodcast.net at the very top, you'll see sports scores and sports news scrolling at the top. That is courtesy of CBS Sports. So shout out to CBS Sports. Check out our website. We got blogs. Also got our podcast from former podcasts on there. Every podcast we did, it's on our website. Check us out, sportschaserspodcast.net. Also, if you need to email us, holler at us. Email us at info@sportschaserspodcast.net. I'll throw it on the screen here in a little bit. All that, we're on all social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Sports Chasers Podcast and send us a message. Tell us what we like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what we can improve. We're open to all those things. So let me get to the MLB Power Rankings by CBS. The Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, are 50-22. The Texas Rangers, they're 42-25. Let me get back to the Rays real quick. The Rays are 9 up on the Yankees. Let's think about that. And the Yankees are 9 over 500. So I'll get to the Yankees in a minute. That's the Braves. The Rays continue to do their thing. The Texas Rangers are 42-25. The Atlanta Braves, the aforementioned Atlanta Braves, they're 42-26. The Baltimore Orioles, they continue to play really good baseball, man. They're 43-25. Somehow they got Aaron Hicks to be hitting the ball, DA. I don't know how they got that going, but yeah, they got Aaron Hicks to be hitting the ball. My Yankees, they're down from last week on one spot from 5 to 6. They're 39-30. Hey, the Subway Series took place this last 2 days. I don't know, DA, if you saw that. When was the last time you saw a steal home? IKF, he stole home on the pitcher, man. Listen, the Mets pitcher, I forgot his name. It escapes me at this moment. He was in the windup, and the catcher stood up.
Yeah, and told him, come on!
Throw the ball! If you're a baseball fan.
I'm in my windup. Nope, I'm in my windup. Oh, man.
So, I mean, a straight steal of home. When was the last time you saw a straight steal of home? Because that was a straight steal of home.
He was just walking like, I'm out. I was like, boy, this is real Bugs Bunny-like. Real Bugs Bunny.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, I love seeing it because that's part of baseball. So that's dope to me. Like I like to see that because that's part of baseball to me. Like that's what you do. That's part of it. So I don't have any problem with watching that because that is part of the game, and we don't have guys doing that anymore and taking those type of risks, and managers that let them do it. So so it's cool. I'm really cool with seeing it happen. I was really shocked, and I was really maybe smile. So
Listen, I was totally ecstatic with that. I said, man, base running is back in baseball again.
Hey, why not, bro?
D-Dub, we was talking about D-Dub trying to work out his technical issues. We was talking about the straight steal of home last night from IKF of the Yankees on the Mets and how the Mets pitcher was in the windup. The catcher, Alvarez, was yelling and screaming, hey, throw the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what he was.
Yeah. I don't know how in this age of baseball that you're able to steal home base.
Oh, well, dude was in the windup for 15 hours. Like, come on, dude. He was in the windup for like 8 days. So, I'm like, okay, homie, like, what did you expect to happen? What did you expect?
Well, then coaching needs to be like, yo, you need to get out of that windup. That windup is way too long. This is not 60, 50, where you just hold that, that windup. You gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, I love seeing it, man. I laughed so hard to myself. I really, really tickled myself. So yes, I was very happy about that. So it's really part of baseball that's been missing. So I guess we're not going to get back to a Ricky Henderson time, but we're going to have a point in time where guys are stealing bases again, and it's part of the game. It's part of strategy, because stealing bases is really, really important, and it actually throws the pitching off of the other team. There's so many other things that happens just from an individual stealing a base during the game. The threat of someone stealing a base means that you're taking concentration off the plate and off the batter. So that's kind of like where I'm looking at it. Like this is good. This is good. We're going backwards to some stuff, man. And I know Jay is probably right where MLS may overtake baseball, but if baseball has more base running and stealing of bases and so forth and so on, then maybe baseball can maybe make a resurgence with fans. It may be too late, but really not much I can do about that, man. So I don't know where Kevin went, but But what I wanted to do, because I know Kevin asked me, man, about my Padres, right?
I'm here, DA. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. No, you're good. So we got the Astros. We got the Marlins, number 10, the Angels, number 11, Red Sox 12, Brewers 13, Padres number 14, Phillies number 15, Pirates number 16. Yep, Pirates number 16. And the number 17 team is DA's Padres. Go ahead, DA. I've asked the guys to talk about some of the teams and DA what they're doing and why they're doing. And Padres at 33 and 34, up 2 spots from last week. DA, take it away.
We're trying to do some things here, right? But okay, first and foremost, before I jump off the ledge, right? So we're only 6 games back of last year. I think last year at the same time we were 39 to 25. So it's not so bad, but then it's really bad, right? So there are a few stats that really threw me off because you can watch a team as a fan of a team and not know certain things. Like we don't have any hitters batting over 300, I don't think, on the team. That's Tatis, Soto, nobody. And we paid a lot of money for nobody over 300. So that's pretty hard, right? Mike Waka, 7-2. I think Yu Darvish is 5-4 or something like that. And Joe Musgrave is 4-2. So pitching is not horrible, but we're not really deep. At this time of year, you need more than just 3 arms, and they're not pitching full games anymore. So our middle relief,
No, we're not.
has been really letting us down, right? So over the course of the season, we've had like 14 blown leads that we've given up, and we've given like 5 walk-offs. We've given up 5 runs 10 times this year, 4 runs 15 times this year, 10 runs 1 time this year, 11 runs twice this year, and 8 runs twice this year. That means without doing any math, our ERAs are in the fucking toilet. I think we're like 4. We start at 4 and go up, right? So we're letting everybody hit, and we're not hitting enough. It's not that we can't hit and we don't hit. We don't hit enough to overtake our pitching. So you have to hit better than you pitch, or you have to pitch better than you hit. And we're in a bad spot, man, as a team. I mean, we've had some injuries, but we are getting as close as we've been all year to being healthy. So hopefully we can make a run towards the All-Star break. And then, once the All-Star break happens, which is only a week, it's not like they go on break or something like,
right.
COVID and shit like that. But maybe when they get back, we can do some things. But the reality is that the teams like, San Francisco scores runs and they beat the shit out of us all the time. Dodgers, same thing. Like, so we're playing against teams that score a lot of runs and score a lot of runs on us as a team. So it's going to be hard with those teams ahead of us, especially like this week. I think they have San Francisco, Dodgers, and then like Atlanta. all three squads, they beat the shit out of us. So hopefully, if we have a good week, that means there'll be a turn. That means we're turning it around and making it happen. So we're not scared. We're gonna keep playing and do what we do. We just have to, get better games, not as far as wins, but as far as ERA. Because remember, you got no non-decisions, right? So you got a lot of games that are non-decisions, and but with that being said, we have to be able to cut down the ERAs, man, to under 4, maybe 3, for our 3 big dogs at the top of the rotation, which would be, Walker, Yu Darvish, and Musgrave. Snell's back, so that may change as well. So with Snell coming back, that may also, because he was hurt, that may also be a sign of good fortune for us as far as pitching is concerned, because he was a great pitcher at one point in time. So that's my Padres in a nutshell. Anything else, Kevin? Any more questions, comments? I'm used to saying that shit at work, so that's what I say after that.
No, man. Let me just round it out here, man. The Padres, like I said, they're number 17. The Guardians, my dad's Guardians, they're number 18 at 31-36. San Francisco Giants are 36-32. The Cincinnati Reds, 34-35, up 2 spots from last week. We'll talk about the Mets. Say it again.
So you got some bats out there.
Yeah.
Them 2 fools they got out there, boy, hit the ball 10 miles. So there.
You talking about Cincinnati?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. De La Cruz, who hit one to Kentucky last week in a walk-off.
Yeah, and homegrown. I forget the guy.
Yeah. He's dope too.
Yeah. They like to see the youth. So.
Yeah, definitely. So you also you got the Mets, Cubs. We'll talk about the Mets next week. White Sox, Cardinals, Nationals, Tigers, Rockies, Athletics, and the Royals are in last place. The Royals have only won 18 games. They're 18-50. Royals just won the World Series about 8 years ago, man. So go figure. Hey, real quick, and we're gonna probably have a standalone show with this. Yo, the people in Oakland that showed up to do the reverse.
Big up to them, man.
Big up to them, because they're saying it ain't us, it's the owner with the nonsense. So
that's
yeah. So y'all gonna stop it. So shout out to them, man. So
I don't think it's fair that it was even depicted as if it was like the whole city of Oakland that was bad. Like, that's just stupid. Like, I don't understand why that would even be a thing. Like, come on, man. It's not a city that's bad. The stadium was bad. The stadium's been bad for years. You've been saying that for years.
Yeah, and the city shouldn't have to
pay
for
a new one.
No, billionaire owner, you pay for it.
You want it to happen.
Yeah.
You get the stadium.
We talked about this before. We like I said, we're actually going to do an ownership show here in a little bit that you guys will be able to hear. So that's it for Major League Baseball. That's the power rankings this week. Let me bring on they leaving Vegas here. Here we come. D-Dub in the comments right now. We're going to move. I got a special guest via the telephone. Hey, you guys will have the opportunity. Those out there, you will have the opportunity to call into this very show. We're gonna attempt to do something right now. Hopefully everything is working. Everything is working.
Oh, I hear some static, so I know Welly well in the background. I know we're there.
Brother Wells, can you hear me?
That's probably me, guys. I'm on audio. That's
okay.
Ryan.
Okay, that's Ryan. Okay, Brother Wells, can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me over there. Okay, hold on. Like I said, I can't hear me over there. We'll keep talking as we work this out here. Ryan, you said you're with us?
I'm here, brother. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Ryan's here, but he's here doing the audio here, and we'll have Wells here. Ryan, NBA,
yes, sir.
He's here with us. Ryan, take it away with the NBA. What's going on with the NBA?
All right, well, the NBA, it closed out on Monday night. Denver beat Miami in the series 4-1. And it was Miami just getting there. Did a great job getting there, but Denver was too tough. Miami wasn't hitting their shots, their threes. And that was the only chance they had to win was by them hitting some shots. So the three ball kind of failed them in this series, whereas in the Milwaukee series, Knicks series, Celtics series, all the so-called undrafted role players were hitting shots. Jimmy was hitting shots. Jimmy was above average in this series. And Bam played good in the finals, but all credit due to Denver. Denver pulled it out. The Joker was amazing. I don't even think he had a bad game. Even in game 4 when he was in foul trouble, he just finds a way to impact the game without scoring, and that's a sign of a great player. It's a sign of a champion, which he is, and Finals MVP, and kudos to him. But yeah, and Denver got contributions every night from somebody else. Like game 4, Aaron Gordon balled out. Game 3, the rookie Brown balled out. Right. So so it was a total team effort by Denver. So hey, tip your cap to them, man. They had a great season, number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and they're only going to get better. I don't even think Joker's hit 30 yet. Jamal Murray, this was his season, his second season. But after you have an ACL tear, it takes you a year just to get right, and it takes you a year to get back to yourself. So he's going to be better next year. Michael Porter, with him being a champion now, is going to be better. Because now your confidence is just going to skyrocket. And I believe they still have cap space to do some things. They just made a trade where they got some picks. So hey, we could be seeing a dynasty in the making with Denver. So and free agency is coming up. The draft is coming up. Miami is linked to Bradley Beal. They're linked to Damian Lillard. So that would be an awesome get from Miami if they can get one of those guys. So we'll see.
Not gonna happen.
What's not gonna happen?
Damian Lillard is not going to Miami, and neither is Bradley Beal. So
I mean,
you gotta have.
I tell you what,
you gotta have something to give up, man. That one of them fools on TV says some mess about some trade picks and Tyler Hero. I was like, are you out your goddamn mind?
But here's the
Hero sandwich.
Right, but you
can't do that.
Right.
That's what happened.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, right? If Dame Lillard goes to them and say, "Hey, I want to go to Miami,"
yes,
with all the stuff that he's did for that franchise, they will do right by him and send him to Miami.
But that's not going to put Miami over the top.
If they get Damian Lillard,
no, it's not, man.
I mean, they just got to they just been to the finals the last 2 out of 4 years, and they're missing a score.
But Dame don't play no defense, and he shoots a lot.
Listen, man, listen. Miami has a defensive. They have a defensive identity already. They needed somebody who can make a shot.
Oh yeah, well he's gonna make a lot of shots. He's gonna take all of them.
And that's what Miami needed. They needed someone who can make a shot, who can create their own shot. Jimmy is not a
till Jimmy Butler start that shit, and Damian Lillard walk the fuck up out the gym.
No.
That's what's gonna happen.
No. Not like I hate to mention the whole Heat culture stuff, but it's a perfect fit. Damian Lillard is a perfect fit.
Jimmy Butler had a culture before he got there.
Right. I understand that. But
if you don't play defense, he's gonna curse you the fuck out.
No, man. Like, no, he knows. Jimmy knows he's not a scorer like that. He even said it. He's not a volume scorer. So if you have Jimmy and Bam who plays defense with a Damian Lillard, man, that's a awesome pairing.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, whether it happens or not, if he's there, it puts Miami in the top 3 in the East.
Oh yeah, but I think they would have been there anyway. So that's what the draft pick or whatever they were going to do. I think they would have been there anyway.
Right.
It was going to be Miami. You know, whether you say Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly, top 3, bow, period, like that. Right. So Philly gets a player, and they're number 1 or number 2, and this is happening. You know, I think it's kind of that's kind of what it's going to be. But I think that I don't think Dame Lillard going to go there. One, I think he probably goes to a team closer.
There's one thing. One thing is for certain. Portland's not going to trade him to a Western Conference team. That's for sure.
No. He'll go somewhere else. Yeah. No, he's not going to go.
That's for sure. And like I said, man, I think if there's a team he can go to, it's the Heat. I really believe that.
I still think it's right. So he's in a contract now, right? So you still got to match money, contracts, and all the rest.
Right? Yes. Yeah. Right, bro.
You got to trade like 8 dudes of them non-drafted.
No, you don't. No.
You got to trade to get Dame Lillard.
No, you don't. The money already works. Remember, Tyler Hero just got an extension. Duncan was making $90 million a year, and if you throw in a Lowry,
you're telling me.
I'm just saying what the money can work.
I'm with you, man. You know, this ain't no debate show, bro. But I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm just saying, if you got Dame Lillard in one hand. Right. Just listen to me. Walk with me.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Tyler Hero, who's hurt, and Duncan Robinson.
I mean, he's not hurt. I mean, come on, he broke his hand. All right, but
it hurt. He ain't played.
I mean, yeah, but it was an ACL injury.
Well, shoot, he's a shooter, and he broke his damn hand.
Bro, he was already. He could have played. They didn't want to. You know why? You know why he didn't play. You know why he didn't play. The reason why he didn't play. The reason why he didn't play in that last game is because Spo's like, look, nah, man, we're not gonna play him because we don't want him to get hurt even more to mess up this Dame trade. I'm telling you, man. If Dame wants to go to Miami, they'll make it happen.
We didn't play him because we're gonna make sure he's right to trade him for Damian Lillard. That's what we're gonna do. So he ain't gonna play. We're gonna get our ass bust by Denver in his last game. This fool ain't gonna put up a goddamn shot because he's gonna be sitting on the goddamn bench. We're gonna trade that for Dame Lillard, and Portland's supposed to say yes. Man, you're missing the point, man. If maybe they have to throw in a Caleb Martin. I'm just saying the money already works with say Tyler Hero. I mean, don't act like Tyler Hero's a scrub. You act like he's a scrub. Like you said, and I'm gonna let Wells on because he's here. It would have to be Damian Lillard goes to his people. Like you say, now it can work. He would have to go to his people in Portland, so you'll trade me to Miami.
Of course, that's the only way it's gonna work.
But
Miami can't call them and make it happen. Dame's got to say, "I want to go to Miami, make it work," and they'll do right by him.
Of course they will, but that wouldn't be right. So
let me step in here real quick. We talked about the Miami Heat who lost. Let me talk to my man Sylvester Wells, who's a Nuggets fan. Hey, brother Wells, Coach Wells, a friend of the show. What's up, brother? What's going on, man? We tried to do the call-in thing, but it wasn't working, so we're doing it this way. Wells, what's up, brother? Say what's up to the people, man. What's going on?
What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing, man? Hey, I'm still celebrating.
Doing good,
I don't know about, I'm still celebrating, man. It's been 20 plus something years, man, and hey, we finally got one.
Y'all gonna get 21 though. Yeah.
I believe.
So let me ask you something. So how do you feel? Of course, you're excited, as you know. You're a Nuggets fan. What do you think that this has done for the league and all this, and Jokic and all that? Your thoughts on that, real quick.
I think it actually balances the league out now. You know, there's no more the super teams and the big threes and all that stuff is dead. You know, I mean, you can win a championship with draft picks. And the Lakers front office, the Nuggets front office, I'm saying the Lakers because we swept them, you know, and their GM was on the floor. But it's what the Nuggets GMs, they front office, did through the draft and made a couple of key pieces trades that, you know, were just some ground out players that weren't big names, but we know who they are now as far as Bruce Brown and, you know, KCP, who won, you know, championship in the bubble, which now he has a real one. So, you know, it's just, he got a real one now. So
That's right.
And just keeping them together, keeping that 8 together, what the Nuggets do, I definitely see maybe 2, maybe, you know.
Oh, they could definitely run it back. But, you know, now you got teams, and I've overheard people saying that now they're going to try to find a collection of talent to try to beat that team, which is I don't think that the super team era is over. I think that these guys they're going to start looking if they can't beat this Denver team a second go around. Oh, you better believe they're going to start teaming up again.
Well,
they're going to try to figure it out.
D, is that the new collective bargaining that comes in next year is going to see to it that you can only afford 2.
I forgot about that. You're correct.
It's not going to be 3, right? Yeah. So I think it's hilarious, Wells, that now everybody talking about, oh, this homegrown team and you got to win organically. When I remember a year ago, everybody's talking about blow Denver up. Mm-hmm. Get rid of this one. Get rid of Michael Porter Jr. Do that. Got to get that guy. Got to bring this guy in. Sometimes you just got to let the dudes you got learn each other and play.
Marinate.
I think the biggest thing was my man Aaron Gordon. I've always been a fan of him because I think he got robbed in 2 dunk contests. That's my dude. But
robbed.
Dude was a star in Orlando, real talk. And he came there and said, listen, I'm going to take a back roll because the Joker is nice. I'm going to take a back roll. I'll rebound. I'll get open passes, and I'm going to do my thing. And he got a ring for it. So I got love for that team, B. I got love for the players.
Right. And to your comment about the collective bargaining agreement, you'll be able to sign max players. You won't be able to sign 2 super max players and have another max. Yeah. So you can have you'll be able to sign 3 guys who get the max, but not super max. So so you can still have 3 max players, but then you won't be able to afford a guy with like for instance, that's the dilemma that Boston is going to be in 2 years, because they're going to have 2 super max guys. And Jaylen Brown and Tatum. So they're saying, well, maybe we should trade Jaylen Brown, but you don't have to do that yet because Tatum Supermax is not going to happen until after next year. So you have wiggle room this year to do it. So you'll still be able to sign 3 max guys. You just won't be able to have two Supermax guys on the team and have a max guy.
Right.
Gotcha.
It'll work. But,
right. So one of those max guys will have to take like a pay cut when they're signing their contract. So it could still happen, but and let me tell you, man, if these teams are so smart with their GMs and finagling the salary cap, they can do all kind of stuff to find a wiggle room to make things happen. And remember also too, guys, when you're matching contracts, and like trades, it doesn't have to be identical. Bring the money back. It has to be within, I believe, $7 million, either over or under it.
Right.
So exactly. So and to the caller's point, you know, with Denver, their playing style is going to age well because they literally have an all-time great whose playing style is going to age better with age because he's not athletic. He already plays slow. He already plays methodical, and he's super effective at it. So, yeah, man, it's going to be it. And you got to think they're going to get another piece somewhere. So,
yeah, I mean, and their piece, what they need is a rim protector.
Correct.
Bruce Brown is up for contract. He can go somewhere else and make, you know, the max. He can go somewhere else and make a bundle of money. He can make a killing right now in the market.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna stay, play the next year, and then gonna get signed to a probably max deal. If Denver decides to keep him, Denver in 2 years, Denver had the money to pay it.
Correct.
Mind you that Murray, MPJ is getting paid way more than Murray right now. All these guys are tied up until 2026, most. You got Joker.
So you have
Joker.
So you have 2 years exactly. You have 2 years to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think, you know, if they run it back next year or the year after, then you're right. They're going to find another piece. But right now,
Wells, you there with us? We lost Wells. I think.
Right, and you know, and to comment on Wells, what can happen is when teams win championships, teams are going to want to come and play with Joker because one, he passes the ball. He's a superstar that enables the other guys to do well. They'll be able to find a piece during the buyout market at the end of the year because teams are going to players who get bought out are going to want to try to win a championship. So they're going to have the upper hand with that as well. So man, the sky's the limit with Denver, man. They're going to have a good run for the next 3 years.
Water polo. Teach your kids.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
For the passer. Water polo. Water polo does that. There you go.
Wells, what was you saying? You got disconnected there. Go ahead, bro.
I think, you know, like I said, in 2 years, I think Denver is actually going to add more pieces. I mean, they got some players on the bench now that they got quite a few rookies on the bench now that I think that are expendable. And they got some second and third year players on the bench now that I think that is expendable. That, you know, at the end of the season, like I said, they can bring in a rim protector. They probably can bring in a Biombo. You know, somebody that can, that can back up Joker and protect the rim. DeAndre Jordan is getting kind of old. I'm glad he got his ring now. You know, it's been a while. Zeke Naja, I think he's a good trade bait. I think the way that Calvin Booth is, and you know, I hate that we got rid of Bobo. I understand now why we got rid of. I hate that we got rid of Bobo. I love Bobo, but you know, it was time. You know, but I think Denver. Calvin Booth is doing a great.
Yeah. Hell of a job.
Did we lose Wells again? We lost Wells again.
Hell of a job, though.
Yeah, definitely. The NBA.
Great call.
Yeah, man. That's Coach Wells. Coach Wells, can you hear us? He's still not there with us. This has been a really good NBA season. Shout out to my main man. And when I asked him, he didn't hesitate. And anytime I call upon Ryan DeSouza, my main man, my brother.
Got you, brother.
I appreciate you so much, man, for coming through and coming on and you know, talking basketball, man. What you like? I mean, you love all sports, but I believe basketball is the same thing.
He can come
This
back
is
on
my
the baseball.
basketball's my thing, and I talk baseball too. But remember, guys, the draft is gonna be Thursday. Next Thursday. Draft is Thursday. Then we have free agency, and we can't forget the ladies, man. WNBA is here, so I'll come on and talk some hoops with y'all with the WNBA as well.
Yes, we'll wait on that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
We got that, man. We're getting Wells, are you back with us? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm here, man.
Before we get out of here, because we're going to get out of here in a second. Your thoughts, just about. So you've been living it up and all that stuff. What do you think about Joker being, just? Well, I think DA answered this question, but for you as a Nuggets fan, and do you like how the front office how they did things and how they put? Go ahead. I this team. Thanks to my New York Knicks, this is the reason why this team won.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? The draft picks that we got from the Knicks, I think the Nuggets actually scouted the players that they have now very well. Like you say, Joker was drafted doing a Taco Bell commercial. You have Murray, you have MPJ, then you bring in Gordon. I think they did. Honestly, if you ask me, I think the Nuggets got the best hustle player out of the entire draft when they draft Christian Braun. I mean, people may, say this, that, and the third, but hey, the kid is a winner. He's won at every level.
And he's only gonna get better.
He's only gonna get better. He plays fast. He fits the Nuggets have, and like I said, the Nuggets, they're doing all the right thing because you got to think about it. During the finals, they made a trade to get the 37th pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So they moved up to get the 37th pick in the draft. I can't remember who they made a trade with, but they moving up in the draft to get more pieces. So, like I said,
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, big up to Calvin Booth. He's doing his thing. He's constantly working. One championship. Mike Malone said they're hungry, they're greedy, want more. So I think the Nuggets going to do everything they possibly can to get more. And it's going to be fun to watch next year.
I think so because I think Braun is basically a more athletic replacement for what the heck was his name, man? One of the brothers, man. Deuce jump out the gym too, man. College, he was there about a year or two ago. Played a lot. I think he's with. I had his name was just on the tip of my tongue, man. I'll get it when the show's over, of course. But big guy used to jump out the gym, but he's playing for Charlotte right now. I think we had 2 or 3 brothers that played in the league too, but went to North Carolina, but Duke, one of those schools. Forget his name, but he jumps out the gym. So that's Braun is exactly him, but faster, more athletic, younger.
So my argument with everybody right now is
that's it, Mason. Got
you. Okay, Mason, Plumlee, yeah. So my argument with everybody right now is who's the best player in the NBA today? If you ask me today, you ask me tomorrow, you ask me when the season starts, it's Joker.
Oh yeah,
it's got to be the Joker.
I don't. It's hands down, and I think a lot of people actually witness this, how good he really is when they watch the finals or when they watch the playoffs and they watch the numbers he put up, and he led the entire playoff field in scoring, rebounding, and assists, and that's everybody. From start to finish, from everybody. You asked me why he didn't win. Well, you asked me why he didn't win league MVP.
It was voters fatigue.
It Yeah, it was more political.
It was voter
And
fatigue. They're not
I don't,
going to get it's
and,
voter fatigue.
I really don't think he was trying to win it for a third year. Because remember, 7 out of the last 10 games he sat out.
Yeah.
He really didn't play.
He sat out,
But if he played,
all right.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, and you know, and to give Embiid credit, Embiid also deserved the MVP. You can't go wrong with Embiid. Embiid had a great year.
No,
So we're not. It's not a shot at Embiid when we're talking about who's the best player in the league. Embiid certainly deserved the MVP. Joker deserved the MVP. I thought it was between those two. So if Joker would have won it a third, 3 times in a row, that'd have been fine too. So they were both deserving, but it's voters fatigue. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I understand that.
See centers back in the game.
I love it. I love it.
That guys will be on TV talking about you don't need centers or nah. No, you still need a center. And
you absolutely do.
Even if he plays a little bit further from the basket, he still played in the post. Like if he got that switch,
he absolutely did. Yes.
Boy, look, there's a mouse in the house. Let's get him. It's as Shaq says, barbecue chicken every time. Like it wasn't sometimes.
Oh yeah.
If you're small, he's going to take you to the post. He's
exactly.
That's all. People jump up and down, but I'm like, damn. A dude is dumb today that when you see a smart player, you guys are jumping out your socks when you see a dude that just does things smart. Small guy,
facility. He controls the game. He controls the game.
And that's the difference, right? Like you said, he can play on the perimeter, but when they need a basket, when things get stagnant, they put his behind right down in that paint, and he gets it done.
I watched them do it. Like I see LeBron hit a 3, bam. You know what they do? They go right back down to him. Gotcha. Bow. Catch it over his shoulder. Dip back the other way. Spin. Layup. Let's go. Other way.
Right. It's basically ISO. The low post game is basically ISO. You're just ISOing on the low post and not ISOing on the perimeter. So when people say the isolation game, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like Harden, like Luka, they have good isolation games. Kyrie, they isolate on the perimeter. A post up is basically an isolation. You dump it down to him and you let him work on the post. And he is the ultimate. If I need a basket, you dump it down to him. He's Shaq in the post. He's Akeem in the post.
Yeah.
He can out physical you because he's big. You know what I'm saying? He's Kevin McHale in the post. He has a nice touch. He has a footwork like Akeem in the post as far as getting to his spot and not getting pushed off. It's slower, but it's effective.
Oh yeah.
They're smarter because instead of passing the ball, I think game 2, they went to dribble handoffs. Instead of giving the ball to Murray on the screen in the pass, they just passed it. They just gave it to him. Like, Joker would turn around and hand him the ball. So
exactly.
For Miami to steal it. Like, I mean, come on. You got to be smart. And my thing is, I'm just so surprised that people are bugging out. And there's nothing against Joker, but like when I see a smart player, I'm like, yo, he's a smart player.
Yeah. Not only that.
And I don't know why people are like jumping out of their skin. It's probably because other players are so stupid.
I'll let Ryan get in, and then we're going to get on that.
Right,
Ryan.
And not only that, probably the most impressive thing about the Joker's game and his offensive game, and when we're talking about his offensive game, he still needs to work on the defensive end of the floor as well. But he's not bad. He's not terrible in the post. But his touch, man, that guy has the softest touch around the basket, a mid-range jump shot, even a 3-pointer. If the ball hits the rim, that ball is going in every time. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. The feathery touch and the soft touch that he has with both hands, with the left hook, the right hook, the movement, the bank shot. He has it all. Yeah. The scoop, exactly.
He's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man.
Yeah, but the thing about it, if you watch the playoffs and you watch the Nuggets, They beat you with fundamental basketball. It was the range jumper.
Oh, Wells, we got a bad connection.
They had more every team that they played against. They shared the ball.
Easy baskets, beat hard.
And
You had teams out there.
and what,
The
and he
Lakers shot
pushes
more threes than
he
I
pushes it.
expected the Lakers to shoot. And they lost.
And they can't shoot.
Yeah, they can't
Yeah,
shoot.
and you can't shoot.
Let me say this before we go our partner shots. Thank you, Wells, bro. Hold on before we get on out of here. I'll say this, and we're gonna get on out of here. It was, to me, I agree with all you guys. It was really a treasure to watch. As Wells said, fundamental basketball. A lot of people were complaining about the finals. I don't call them real basketball fans. Those are casual fans. They always want to see hoorah, rah, rah, and that's fine. But if you're a true NBA fan, as I stated earlier on the show, if you're an NHL fan, hockey fan, if you're a basketball fan, and if it's your sport, don't let nobody dictate to you what you like and what they're gonna tell you what you're gonna watch. Don't let them do that, man. Hey, deprogram your mind, man. Watch what you want to watch. The NBA Finals, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed fundamental basketball and the ball moving in and out the post, as the guy said today, man. So kudos to the NBA. Some of y'all probably got a letter from Adam Silver this morning. We'll talk about that. I know D-Dub wanted to talk about that, but D-Dub's having some technical difficulties. These are in the comments, man. But yo, man, we had a very good spirited show tonight, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Our special guest of the show, Jay Kington from Inner Miami Podcast. He came and talked some soccer with us. We had some baseball talk. We had some hockey talk. Dan couldn't be with us, but Dan sent me his notes and stuff like that. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Also, we are everywhere that you can hear your podcast, all major podcast platforms. Check us out. Football season's come upon us. Hey, check us out on Mondays. As we did the 4th and short going on Monday mornings. As soon as football gets here, we'll be starting that again. It was a pleasure tonight, man. I enjoy doing this stuff, man. And like I said, the goal is to do this every day, for sure, for real. Let's go to my partner shots. I'll start with the DA. DA, what you got for us, bro?
Everybody, be cool. Don't be a fool. Don't drop out of school. Peace.
That's the DA for you. Ryan, our NBA
Yes,
contributor.
sir.
Let me just set this up for again, man. Many thanks to my brother. Like I said, when I call upon him, Ryan said, yo, I got you, man. And he came through and talked hoops all the time. Like I said, Ryan's our NBA guy, and he's going to be here after the draft. And when the WNBA, he's going to come back and talk some more with us about draft, man. Go ahead, Ryan. What's your part shots, brother?
Man, partner shots again, guys. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you. I couldn't be on video with y'all tonight, but yeah, but you had to, give you my 2 cents on the finals. And like you said, man, the draft is on Thursday, a week from today. And then we have free agency. Then we have WNBA coming up, man. Thank you for the platform, guys. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night.
That's Ryan DeSouza, our NBA contributor, our main man. Sylvester Wells, man, Coach Wells, man, he came in. We was trying to do a little something with the call in, didn't work in. So we connected this way. Wells, whenever I call upon him, he always calls. Before I give him his part shots, Wells, you got a new podcast coming out. What's the name of it, and when can we look for it?
Hey, yep, new podcast coming out. SIMP, simply making plays, pretty much surrounded. It's going to cater. Put the talent out there, give them some exposure. Interviews. We're gonna bring a couple of you guys on, man. Y'all, have at it. We're still gonna talk about most, but it's pretty little around the high school kid, man. There's a lot of talent out there. It's being hidden or it's being overlooked, but we're here to try to shine the light on these guys, man. Reed King and Will Saint. Looking forward to it. So get ready to check us out in the next couple of weeks, man. And we're gonna be ready to bring it.
Gotcha, man. He's Sylvester. Well, I think his call dropped, man. But listen, we're gonna get out of here, man. Hey, look for us next week. There you go. Wells is back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You had a bad connection, man. But yeah,
Okay.
Wells podcast coming out here in a few weeks. Like I said, it's going to be specialized on youth sports, and they'll touch also on some professional stuff too. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm in a crazy face group group with Wells for sports, and Wells is absolutely a fool when it comes to that stuff, man. Boy, oh boy. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Yeah. We're gonna touch every level touch every level of sports on SIMP, man, because like I said, there's a lot of talent out there, man, and they need to get that exposed. They need to be revealed. So we're gonna bring it to you, man, and we're gonna reach out to you guys. We're gonna have you guys on the show, man, because we know what y'all do, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on anytime. Second home. Hey, I love you guys, man.
Man, we love you too, man. Appreciate the love, bro. That's all right, man. Thank you, man. We're going to get on out of here, man. On behalf of myself, the DA, Del Warren, Ryan DeSouza, our NBA guys, Sylvester Wells, our guest, Jay Kington, our guest for soccer, Daryl D. Warren. I think I said Daryl D. Dan, the hockey dude, Mike Mills, the angry one, James Eric. This is the Sports Chasers podcast, man. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have an awesome weekend, man. And y'all stay good and stay safe, man. Peace. Have a good one. Take care.
Enjoy.